At first, I could not believe my own eyes. A lot of horrible, twisted things,
Welcome to Hollywood Secrets. Today, we are uncovering the tragic stories of 10 old Hollywood stars who passed away in complete obscurity after once lighting up the silver screen. These actors and actresses, who were once beloved by millions, faded from public view, only to meet tragic and often forgotten ends. Let's delve into the lives of these stars who slipped away into the shadows of history. Marie Prévost. Once a shining star of the silent era, Marie Prévost's career crumbled when sound films took over. Despite her early success in films like The Marriage Circle, her final years were a downward spiral of alcoholism and poverty. She died alone in 1937 at the age of 38, her body tragically discovered days later in her apartment by neighbors. It was a lonely and forgotten end for a once radiant actress. Barbara Lamar. Dubbed the Too Beautiful Girl, Barbara Lamar captivated audiences with her alluring presence in the silent era. However, her life was cut short due to a deadly combination of drug addiction and overwork. She passed away at just 29, a victim of the relentless Hollywood machine, dying in obscurity despite being a megastar in her prime. Rex Cherryman. Rex Cherryman was on the cusp of major stardom in the silent era, but his promising career was abruptly ended by illness. While traveling to Paris, he contracted septic poisoning and tragically died at just 31. Cherryman's potential was never fully realized, and his death left him largely forgotten by time. Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle. Once one of the biggest comedic stars of the silent film era, Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle's career was destroyed by scandal. Although he was acquitted in a controversial manslaughter trial, his reputation was irreparably damaged. His career never recovered, and he died quietly of a heart attack in 1933 at the age of 46, a far cry from the heights of his former fame. Peg Entwistle. Peg Entwistle's name is remembered for one tragic reason: she leapt to her death from the iconic Hollywood sign in 1932. Peg had come to Hollywood with dreams of stardom, but her career fizzled before it could take off. Despondent over her lack of success, she took her life at the young age of 24. Her death is one of the most heartbreaking Hollywood stories, a symbol of crushed dreams. William Haynes. A leading man of the silent era, William Haynes was forced to leave Hollywood after refusing to hide his homosexuality. MGM gave him the ultimatum to enter into a sham marriage or leave the studio. He chose to live his truth, leaving acting behind for a successful career as an interior designer. Despite his courage, his on-screen legacy faded into obscurity over time. Louise Brooks. Louise Brooks was a striking beauty and an icon of the flapper era, most famous for her role in Pandora's Box. However, her career was short-lived, as her refusal to play the Hollywood game led to her exile from the industry. She struggled financially for decades and was largely forgotten by the public, only regaining recognition years after her death. John Bowers. John Bowers was a major star in silent films, but the advent of talkies ended his career. His despair over being unable to transition to sound led him to tragically commit suicide by drowning in 1936. Bowers' death inspired the character Norman Maine in A Star is Born, but his own life has been mostly forgotten by the public. Alma Rubens. Alma Rubens was a stunning silent film star whose promising career was cut short by a crippling addiction to heroin. After a series of arrests and failed rehab attempts, she died in 1931 at just 33 years old. Despite once being a beloved screen presence, her tragic descent into addiction left her legacy all but erased from Hollywood's memory. Elmo Lincoln. The first actor to portray Tarzan in Tarzan of the Apes, 1918, Elmo Lincoln was once a celebrated action hero. However, as his career faded, so did his fame. He spent his later years doing odd jobs and working as a day laborer before dying in relative obscurity in 1952. Despite being the original Tarzan, his name has all but disappeared from Hollywood history. Conclusion. These stars may have once basked in the limelight of old Hollywood, but their lives ended far from the glamour and adoration they once knew. Their stories remind us of the fleeting nature of fame and the harsh realities behind the glitz and glamour of Hollywood's golden age. Many of these talented individuals faced personal demons, societal pressures, or the unforgiving changes of the industry, and their tragic ends have largely been forgotten by modern audiences. Don't forget to subscribe to Hollywood Secrets for more heart-wrenching tales and behind-the-scenes revelations from Tinseltown's most fascinating stars.